It's so
Hi.
good to see you. I missed seeing
Nice.
you.
Oh, nice to see you too. You look great.
I love your background.
Thank you. It looks like I'm gonna get my picture taken at school, right? Like, watch. Look.
I would have went with lasers, but yeah, that works. That works just as well.
Yeah, yeah.
We're back in the studio. I know that you just started filming, right? You went back to
Yeah.
set.
After 6 months away, we went back to work. So when everything shut down, I had 10 days left on this job that I was doing, this show I was doing for Apple, based on a Stephen King book. And so suddenly they were like, okay, let's go back. We're all back and finishing it, which is exciting,
How does it feel? How does it feel to be back?
It feels great to be with everybody, and the protocols are intense, but it's all working. And everybody, the camera's on a crane, and everybody wears a mask, and we're all tested really frequently. And the first couple of days felt, weird, and then you just get used to it. And then you're like, this is just how we do it. I think we're just remarkably adaptable as human beings. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is how it's going to work.
Soap operas were one of the first shows to come back, and I know that you got your start
Yes.
in the soap operas. Did you see how
Really.
they're trying to adapt to keep everyone safe? They're using mannequin heads if they're doing a kissing scene.
I want to do that. I would do that. See what I mean about being adaptive? I would do
Right?
that in a minute. It's a
That's
whole
pretty.
other level,
It's
right? Like, I
creative.
don't want to.
I
But you just
love it.
I don't want to kiss that actor. Bring
Yeah.
in his mannequin,
Yes.
and then I'll show you how it's done.
Yes. Get in there. Next time you
There.
come on, we'll both have mannequin heads. We'll see who's the better mannequin head kisser.
That's right. I don't want just the head. I want the whole mannequin.
The whole mannequin too. Oh yes, here. See, you're an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You get right in there. Julianne, we're actually highlighting small businesses tonight, and I know you're a New Yorker. The
Yeah.
city has so many great small businesses. What's one of your favorites?
My favorite small business is Casa Magazines, which is a magazine store, an old-fashioned magazine store on the corner of West 12th and 8th. And it's like, first of all, there are almost no magazine stores left anymore because
Yeah.
magazines have sort of disappeared. So it's almost like going into like a vinyl store or something. But
Yeah.
there are magazines from all over the world and newspapers, and the guys who work there are great, and I absolutely love it. So I want to shout them out and tell everybody to go to the West Village and buy some magazines.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you about Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
We're all sad to hear she passed
Yeah.
away on Friday. I know you're an activist. What did she mean to you?
Oh man, I mean, I think everybody thought, first of all, I think we all thought that she was superhuman, that she would live forever. So obviously it was a huge, huge shock when she passed away. But she's somebody who's been so, I think, inspirational for all of us as human beings,
Yeah.
and has lit the way for so many and really fought her entire life for fairness. I mean, really, that's what she's about. When she talks about gender equality, she's really talking about making it more fair for everybody, for men and women, for all of us.
Yeah. You've been an activist for many years. Where did your activism come from?
I think probably my parents. My dad was in the army, and I think that when you work within a structure like that, you have a huge sense of social responsibility. He's a patriot, and it's really about serving your country. And my mother was a psychiatric social worker, so she worked with people and talked about their problems and social problems. I think that I was raised with an idea that you had civic responsibility.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know your mom was a
Yeah,
psychiatrist.
psychiatric social worker. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah, it's
fascinating.
interesting, right?
So
I
what
know,
a
I
great.
know.
Did you go to her for every advice and like get like the craze? Like, your friends like, hey, can I talk to your mom for a little bit? Like,
I know. Well, I think what's interesting, like I didn't think it had anything to do with my being an actor. And now, of course, I look back and I'm like, yeah. I mean, I had a father who was in the military and a judge who talked about, intention and crime all the time, and a mother who talked about emotions and family dynamics and stuff. So it was really just all about behavior every night.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
look what you've done. Yeah, exactly. It's perfect.
I
It's
just love to
perfect.
pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your new movie, The Glorias, you play well-known activist Gloria Steinem, one of the leaders of the feminist movement. Not a traditional biopic, though.
No, the movie's directed by Julie Taymor, who's virtually an experimental filmmaker, I would say. I mean, she's so extraordinary, the work that she does. It really is So it's based on Gloria Steinem's book, My Life on the Road. But there are four of us who play Gloria Steinem at different points in our lives. There are two young girls, one little girl, one teenage girl, and then Alicia Vikander plays Gloria in her 20s and 30s, and then I play
great.
Gloria from 40 and up. Yeah, she's great. So we all sort of play Gloria at different points in her life. So it's a portrait not just of her, but also sort of where the world was at that time, and it's also a portrait of the women's movement. So I think it's really interesting.
Had you met Gloria Steinem before making this?
I met her like brief. I saw her at a Time's Up meeting, and she was there, but there were a lot of us there. And then I went to. There was a play based on the book too, and I went to the play, and she came out at the end for a talk back, and on her way by, she went. I was like, oh my God.
Isn't it fun?
Oh, she's gonna hire me.
That's the best. When you get that little butterfly and you go, like, that was so cool.
Yeah. Oh, she's wonderful.
Did she come to set when you were filming?
She did. She was there, and she was there during rehearsal and stuff.
Is it weird?
Oh, terrifying. And Julie asked me too. She was like, what do you think about her being on set? I'm like, just don't tell me when she's watching. I don't want to know.
Dude, I would freak out. I don't want to know if she's... Dude, I would do the same thing.
Yeah. She's incredible. She's so generous.
I always feel that way, even like when people... Well, now we don't have an audience, but when we do bring them back. But anyone who wanted to come who's a friend, I go, you got to sit in the back, and it's got to be dark. I would never, even like when I did stand-up, I would never want any of my friends or anyone sitting in the front rows because I would it just throws me off. I'm like,
oh no, I can't bear it either. When I've done plays, I'm like, just buy the tickets. Don't tell me.
Don't
please.
tell me, coming, yeah. And then especially if you're being the person, it's like, I can't.
Awful.
Yeah, that's pressure right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your co-star, the great Bette Midler, said that you two became best friends working on this film.
Because I made her. Because I worked really, really hard on it.
You worked her. You're like, dude, we're gonna be friends. Trust me.
We're gonna be friends until it kills me, man. She'd be sitting in the makeup chair, and I go and stand really, really close to her and talk to her the entire time and ask her about her life and talk to her about lunch and all this kind of stuff and ask her if she wanted to hold hands or sing a song or do a little tap dance or anything. Anyway,
no
now
way.
We're best friends. Yeah.
She is the most fun.
I worked so hard.
and it paid off.
She's the best.
She really is.
Oh.
I want to show everyone a clip. Here's Julianne Moore in The Glorious. Take a look.
I refuse to feed the idea that women can't get along.
Sometimes we don't get along. We argue, we fight. And that reminds me, I came here to tell you in person, you have been elected in absentia to represent the National Women's Political Caucus at the Democratic Convention.
No.
Betty was actually there campaigning to be elected and she
I
lost.
don't want that job, Bella. That's why I didn't go.
That is exactly why you should have that job.
And exactly how does that make sense?
A reluctant spokeswoman is more likely to represent the group.
I have no desire to make an enemy out of Betty Friedan.
Too late.
The Glorias is available on Amazon Prime Video September 30th. Thank you so much for being here, Julianne. Really, I miss you. I want to see you in person, okay, pal?
I know. Thanks for having me. It's so nice to see you.
Best of the fam, too.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on.